School of Management Studies IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course MMPC 007 Business Communication for MBA program. Presenting Block 2 Oral Communication at Work, Unit-6 Interpersonal Communication Part-1. In Part-1, we will discuss Introduction, defining interpersonal communication, significance of interpersonal communication, principles of interpersonal communication, and barriers to interpersonal communication. Let's listen to Part 1.
Unit-6 Interpersonal Communication. In this unit, you will be able to understand and define interpersonal communication, understand the difference between professional and personal communication, understand various diagnostic models of interpersonal communication, identify strategies for personal excellence in superior subordinate, co-worker, and customer relationships at work. Introduction. Interpersonal communication, whether effective or not, is a constant process in the organization. It is inseparable from and essential to everything that occurs in organizational life. Regardless of the position one occupies, effective interpersonal communication skills are essential for the following reasons. First, it helps to develop professional connections with other co-workers. Second, it enhances the ability to relate with other people. Third, it facilitates teamwork with collaboration. And fourth, it results in increased job satisfaction. Defining interpersonal communication. The term interpersonal refers to between persons or involving personal relationship. It is a two-way flow and involves the following. First, information content. Second, feelings related to the content. Third, perceptions of both self and others. And fourth, responses to the context in which the conversation is happening. It includes verbal and non-verbal forms of communication and can be both synchronous, that is, face-to-face, or asynchronous, that is, through emails, chats, messages, etc. To understand the interpersonal communication process, it is important to understand a few models like the two-person relationship model, the communication in context model, and the strategic model. Unlike the prior one-way model and interaction model, these models highlight a few important aspects which are useful in analyzing how things work. Significance of interpersonal communication. Human evolution relied heavily on interpersonal contact. According to previous studies, early humans who lived in communities rather than alone were more likely to survive. The findings also suggest that those who have strong interpersonal ties are more likely to transmit these traits down to the next generation. Interpersonal abilities have a wide range of application in the real world. They have a measurable effect on mental and physical well-being. People with superior interpersonal communication abilities are less anxious, have better stress management skills, and are happier in their personal and professional connections. Contrary to this, prolonged isolation and lack of interpersonal skills result in damages to the well-being of humans. Other than making relationships and health better, interpersonal communication skills are highly sought after by potential buyers. All of these examples show how interpersonal communication meets our basic needs as humans for security in our social bonds, health, and careers. Principles of interpersonal communication. Before we delve into the process, let us understand the 4 basic principles of interpersonal communication, which are as follows. First, inescapable. Whether you like it or not, it is impossible to avoid communicating. If not verbally, the humans send much information non-verbally. Therefore, there is no way to escape the communication process. Second, irreversible. When words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. No matter how hard you explain what you meant or apologize, people may end up losing confidence in you. Therefore, communication is irreversible in nature. Third, complicated. To believe that communication is natural and easy is a myth. The process involves both verbal and non-verbal factors that lend to its interpretation. Owing to its complex nature, interpersonal communication is open to misinterpretation. Fourth, highly contextual. The communication process does not happen in isolation. It operates in a psychological, environmental, and situational context. Hence, it is not in your control. It depends on the who, what, where, and why of that conversation. The end result ultimately depends on how the message is ultimately received. After understanding principles of interpersonal communication, it becomes important to understand barriers to interpersonal communication. Barriers to interpersonal communication occur when the sender's message is received differently from how it was intended. Typically, communication breakdowns result from a lack of understanding and a missing attempt at clarification. There are various known and unknown factors that might act as barriers to successful interpersonal communication. Some of them are: first, language barriers. In any communication process, oral or written, the sender encodes ideas which the receiver decodes to understand and give feedback accordingly. In this process, language plays a very important role. The communication may fail if the sender and receiver do not have a reasonably comfortable common language as a medium to exchange ideas. Second, stress. Stressful situations can make people choose to remain detached or reserved in nature. This results in isolation and minimum interaction with others. This in turn makes it difficult for others to establish communication with that person. Third, position. A superior who is hostile to subordinates' views and not open to suggestions will end up not receiving information and ideas. This will adversely affect interpersonal relationships. Fourth, attitude. People with the I viewpoint are normally perceived as self-centered and unempathetic. This attitude can create a problem in communicating with other people in an organization. People with such an attitude keep themselves first, and thus every communication is centered around them. It is important in the communication process to incorporate the feelings and perceptions of the sender as well as receiver of the message. Fifth, distance. People separated by geographical boundaries and spatial distances may find it difficult to communicate. However, with the advent of technology, people can still communicate through social media, chats, emails, etc. Sixth, perceptions. Rigid perpetual labeling makes it difficult for people to change their preconceived notions. With already made up mind, we refuse to listen, and an attempt to achieve effective communication suffers badly. In other words, if one believes in a certain phenomena, then convincing him or her otherwise will be a difficult task. For example, if the manager believes that distribution of sample goods among consumers is futile, then convincing him or her about the need for an effective marketing strategy will have no benefits. Seventh, culture. People with different cultural backgrounds find it difficult to interact and develop healthy interpersonal relationships. This can be attributed to the different viewpoints inherited by people belonging to different cultures. Eighth, technology. Face-to-face interaction is still superior to technology-based communication for developing effective interpersonal relationships. As in face-to-face communication, one can get a more clear idea of posture, gesture, and expressions of the speaker as well as the reactions of the listener.
You are listening to audiobook by School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program. Course code MMPC 007 Business Communication, Block 2, Unit-6, Part-1. Course Coordinator Professor Neeti Agrawal from School of Management Studies IGNOU. Voiceover by Santosh Bharati. Edited by Tarannum Jahan. Program assisted by Jagbandhu Jana. And program produced by Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.